What was that?
Hey everyone.
The song.
I don't think that's the title of
Hey.
the song, bro.
No, I'm just singing it.
Okay, sure, man. We got a singer
Sure,
over here. But what's up, guys? Welcome
Oh, we're
back.
live.
After some, oh yeah, I thought you were done fixing your hair.
Sorry, I just messed up the intro.
But we're back after some technical difficulties. Welcome into the Young Guns podcast. We got myself. You got KB, the co-host. You got the special guest, Lauren. You guys all know her from SheGotSports. Her links are down below, Twitter and YouTube. I wanted to give a shout out to everybody in here because you guys were waiting throughout all the technical difficulties. I see Talking Sports with Landon, Sober Party, Yuvraj. KB was in here as well. Ligma. Who else was here? I want to say that's about it. Yeah, and Jay is in here now. Thank you guys for waiting, and we're not going to delay it anymore. First and foremost, I'm going to go to KB. How you doing, man? Then we're going to get what Lauren is thinking. What up, KB?
what's going on, man? I think I speak for all of us in saying that what a refreshing start to the off season that Giants have had, man. I'm extremely excited, and so I know a lot of people are too. So I know we have a lot to talk about. That's why I'm extremely excited for this episode.
Lauren? By the way, Lauren, what kind of camera are you using?
I
Your
got
camera's dope, man.
a Sony.
Oh, she got a
861,
camera.
I think.
She got a
Yeah.
camera. There you
Like
go.
I don't know. I don't use
Yeah.
my DSLR for live streaming because I heard it's not the best. So I just invested in a.
Well,
I was about to say you invested in one. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
need
it's
to
like one
invest
of the
in
most expensive things. I was like walking out of there. I was like, oh my god. I called my mom. Like, is this like okay? Like,
How much was it?
I bought like insurance on it and stuff, and a case and all this stuff, and a
serious.
power adapter for when I'm live. It's like $1,000 with
Oh
everything.
my god.
Woo! Hey, she's serious about this, man.
Yeah, no, you could
I-
tell it's really good quality.
I was like, oh, this is scary, because I had a camera like this before in college, but I bought it used. It was like $300 like on eBay. It was used, whatever, like no insurance. And I was in my dorm and I had it on the tripod and it was like up pretty high because I was sitting on my bed and I accidentally kicked the tripod over and it fell and it like broke it. So I'm like very nervous because it's such a small camera. I feel like I'm gonna break it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I definitely need to invest in something other than a $20 webcam, but maybe that's just.
But
me
I got
being
so many add-ons and stuff. I think you can get it for $7 something.
Mm-hmm.
And you
But
probably,
Lauren.
oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I
Sorry,
was going to say.
is this not a camera pod?
It is. It's also a mic pod. What mic are you
Mic
using?
pod. Oh, I'm using a Shure 7MB. I saw you got a new mic too.
Oh yeah, I got
you
the
got the Scarlett audio interface.
Yeah, I have the audio.
almost
I got
got
the
that,
Scarlett.
yeah.
Yeah. Are you using audio interface right now, or is just
I'm
is yours
using-
straight plug and play?
The Elgato audio interface.
Bro, I was thinking about getting Elgato, but I was like, if I was gonna get the Elgato audio interface, then I was gonna go all in, which means I would probably gotten a capture card and stuff as well. But I didn't do that. That's gonna be the
Yeah,
next
Elgato
step.
Wait,
Good with
capture
capture
card
card.
for the game for the screen.
Yeah, for
the-
gaming and stuff.
But how do you do Halo then?
So I just shout out to Xbox and Microsoft. I just stream it to my computer, and then from my computer I could stream that stream to you guys.
Oh, okay.
Stream the stream.
Yeah. That's literally what I do. I stream to stream.
Okay.
Halo
Yeah,
Boy Hub.
I'm an Elgato guy.
Bro, I'm gonna have to get back on the on Twitch soon. I took like a 3-week break because of holidays and whatnot. But let's get into the Giants talk. I see people in here.
I always derail this podcast.
Nah, it's fine. What do you think about it? What do you think about the firings? We fired Gettleman. Well, not fired. He retired, quote unquote. And then we had to wait a day before Judge was fired.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'll kick things off here. You know what? I was like, I think they waited a day because I just want to turn my light up. I think they waited a day because they're like, there's been so many bad surprises throughout this season that they're like, let's give them a good surprise. Like, let's wait a day. And
I don't
then-
believe that for a second.
And then let's surprise them. I think it was like big brain thinking right there.
40 tests.
I hope so.
But I'm honestly very happy. I mean, I feel bad for him as a person. Like, kind of.
No, you don't. I watched Lauren's video a couple hours ago, bro. And I was
yes.
like, damn. I was like, yo, she's so happy for somebody to lose their job, bro.
No, I said in the middle. I
Yeah,
feel
he
bad
was
for
stubbing
him.
her toe and
Person to
stuff.
person.
Yeah, you said that right in the middle and then went back to celebration.
No, because he's a man. You know, he's a person.
He's a
Did you
But-
know TMZ was stalking him today? Did you see that?
Yeah, that man.
Wait,
Ridiculous.
I just saw that right when we were going live. I was like,
he
what
was
the-
Ridiculous. Like, what is that?
That's
Drowning in
weird.
his sorrows with carbs, all right, and
I'm like,
there's no
yo,
shame in it.
leave him be. He's not even a celebrity, bro. He's a head
Yeah, that's
coach.
what I didn't understand.
Like,
Like, why
what?
are they? How do they know where he lives? Like, that's creepy.
TMZ knows everything.
I
That's
feel
really
like
creepy. They like
most-
reported Sterling Shepard's divorce. I was like, this is weird.
I feel
I
like
know,
most
yeah.
addresses can be found like via public record somehow because we know Roger Goodell's address. I remember a couple years ago NFL fans were considering storming his house and the address
Oh,
was like just
God.
out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I hope addresses aren't public. Actually,
That's crazy. Yeah, people get doxxed all the time, man.
Yeah, you just gotta find it somehow. Shout out to Mac in here as well, Matt, Benjamin, King Sean, CSVI. Oh, that's Miz. I don't know why I said CSVI. We got the heavyweight champion of the world in here as well. Jonathan says, teacher walks into a job interview, asks why cook from the cafeteria is in the room. Principal answers, part of the management team and my brother. So we all know what that joke is pointing towards. John Mara and his brother Chris Mara. And speaking of John
The
Mara,
brother is his son.
I always thought it was his son, but apparently it's actually his brother. Because his son's name, get this, his son's name is John Mara Jr.
So
how old is
unique.
his son?
I don't know, something he got to be in his 40s, right? Because John is
Yeah, I
like
think,
70
like-
something.
30s or 40s.
Ligma?
see.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot, Ligma.
Amazing. I can't find his age anywhere actually. His son's age.
If they're just gonna hire within the organization, someone needs to like marry. I mean, if they're just gonna keep hiring like within the family, someone needs to like marry into the family. That's
Yeah,
like
take over.
a football brain.
Take one for the team, Lauren. You got it.
Take one for the team.
You got it. Listen, I'm sure John Mara Jr. is a nice man.
She asked how old he was.
Oh, I couldn't find the
No, 'cause
age,
you
man.
said June. I just thought he was like. I didn't know if he was in his 20s or his 40s.
Nah, he's definitely got to be in his 30s or 40s. But getting back, and shout out to Luann. She says Mara's 67. That man he aged like milk. He does not look, he looks older than 67. Jeffrey Lurie is like actually 70 something. The owners of the Eagles, right? Jeffrey Lurie, he looks better than Mara. Like, what is this? But
Not on that TB12 diet.
Mara looks like 80.
Mara needs to get on the TB12 diet, the TB12
Yeah.
lifestyle, maybe even no. You know what he needs to get on actually? The Skip Bayless diet and lifestyle, because Skip is his age.
Yeah, man.
And
Drip
Skip looks
Bayless,
amazing.
man. Drip Bayless and
Yeah, Drip Bayless. Yo, John Mara has zero drip. Y'all ever realize that?
No, I haven't. I just think he wears like quarter zips, doesn't he?
All he wears is like, wait,
Never
what did you say?
noticed. Like
What'd you
quarter
say?
Zips,
What is that?
like
What is it?
a sweater that's like quarter has a zipper quarter of the way down.
Oh, zipper.
Oh, okay. I've
Like,
only
he
ever
just
seen
wears
him wear
those.
suits, and it's not even like stylish suits.
I thought he was wearing a quarter zip today. Now I have to look it up.
Mm.
Well, I want to talk to his barber because his barber needs to lose his job.
And shout out to
John
Axe
Mara.
Money in the chat. But yeah,
How can I find the interview from today?
yeah, that's what I was
Oh
about
my
to say.
Yeah, look, he's
Dude.
wearing a quarter zip in this picture on Yahoo.
So let me get your thoughts. I'm
Wait, real quick. I just want to say,
Yeah.
he kind of looks like Tom Coughlin a little bit.
never say that again.
No, he does.
No.
Like his hair color.
You
Yeah,
don't
I
deserve. He doesn't
yeah.
deserve to be said that. But I'll say
His
this.
hair color.
I'll say this, right? Let's go to KB and then we'll go to you. His interview today, first of all, they made it really weird. We were off to such a good start yesterday with the GM candidate. Well, not yesterday, 2 days ago, with all the GM candidates we learned about, and we'll talk about the GM candidates. Everybody was from outside the organization, and everybody was from a team that's been successful for the past 4 or 5 years. And almost every single one of those teams have made a turnaround in the past 4 or 5 years. It was just like the perfect searching recipe, I guess you could say, in terms of who they're looking for the GM, right? But then today, last minute, they didn't want to make the interview live at NFL Network or for WFAN, and they were allowing only one question per reporter. But the reporters still were hitting him hard. What'd you guys think about it?
Oh my god. The first question, I was like, bro, they're not pulling no punches, bro. The first question, I don't even know who asked the question. I can't remember. But it was like, you've made changes twice already since Tom Coughlin, something like that. And it's like, what makes what was it? It was like, what makes you think that this time is gonna change? Like, what makes Giants fans think that this time is gonna change? I was like, damn, bro, how you start the first question like that? And then at the end, I think it was Pat Leonard said, is it too much that you and the Mary family are too heavily involved in football operations? Do you think it's right if you guys just step away from it
What did he say?
he was like, he was like I don't really know where this comes from because as I've mentioned before, and I don't really know why you guys keep saying this, but when we hire a GM and coach, it's up to them to make the football decisions. We are not part of football decisions, which is a lie, because the whole Eli Manning situation was definitely his decision. That I don't know, but it was hilarious how it was said and how they were like putting these questions on Mara, and he was trying his
Okay,
best.
they're saying to turn up your mic volume in StreamYard. Just turn it up to 200 or turn up your gain, either one.
Is it good now? Hello.
I'm still getting the same levels.
I can hear him.
Hello.
Yeah, the chat is the chat. Well, we could hear each other properly. It's gonna be the chat.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hey.
There you go. That's better.
Yeah, you guys just let me know. I put my gain up, but I hope you guys don't hear too much background noise.
That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought the press conference was hilarious. But honestly, I got a little bit of insight. I've been tired of listening into anybody from the Giants speaking to the media because of their cookie cutter responses and things. We never get any answers out of them. But as far as this press conference goes with Mara, it really seems like what the message I got from it seems like he really got the message from the fans that, listen, people aren't showing up to games. We're tired of it. We want to start all over again. It really seemed like he did not want to let go of Joe Judge.
He didn't.
He
said, I think he said that it was gut wrenching to tell him that they're going to let him go.
Gut wrenching. He said he really didn't want to let go of Joe Judge. And he knew that at this point, we were tired of the kind of, I guess, half rebuilding, right? Where we fire the GM, keep the coach, or fire the coach, keep the GM. So I guess the media or whatever, his PR team let him know what was going on, how the fans are feeling. He was like, hey, look, I guess we're gonna have to let go of Joe Judge and just restart. And he also the tweet I made a couple of days ago, he also kind of reiterated that, and he even said Joe Judge is gonna be a hell of a coach, or Joe Judge is gonna be a great coach, down the line. He even said that at this point in this franchise, it was better to start off fresh and just start all over again. It was nothing on Joe Judge, and that he will be in the NFL in the future and go places. He is going to go places. I do like Joe Judge, and I feel like he has a future in the NFL. I just feel like it just wasn't with the Giants.
And then real quick before Lauren goes, right? Another thing, like probably I feel like the best answer he gave was that when he said it was a culmination of things that made him decide to let go of Judge. And he said we got to a point where we had dug ourselves into a hole so deep they didn't see a path out of it unless they blew it up. And I kind of agree. I was saying I could see us getting back on track with Judge, but it would be a very difficult and very long road. And I think the best road forward would have always been to just that clean sweep, to the point where, last night when Vibes came on, he was telling us that they're even considering making changes in the scouting department and the training and medical staff as well, which would be amazing. But go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, I think like the best quote to come out of it, I guess, was the rock bottom quote. Like, oh, I kept like I don't know the quote exactly.
Oh, he was like he was like
I kept thinking we hit rock bottom,
and it got worse
like,
each week.
It wasn't exactly that, but it was basically that sentiment. I thought it was funny though when a reporter tried to ask two questions in one. And John Barrett was basically like, "Oh, that's breaking the rules."
He's breaking the rules, yeah. He's like, and then the reporter was like, yeah, I guess." He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he was like, "That's against the rules." Apparently, they didn't ask. They only allowed one question per reporter and no follow-up.
Yeah,
or something.
because they knew that Mara was kind of on the hot seat right now. Like, well.
And I found the quote. He was saying it's the worst moment in his ownership history. I keep thinking we hit rock bottom, then it got worse each week. That was the exact quote.
I mean, I would think rock bottom was 2017. That was.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. What do you guys think is worse, this or 2017?
2017 was worse.
I think so too.
There
was just so much dysfunction.
Yeah, that was bad.
This week is not this week. This year is really bad, but I feel like people do forget how bad 2017 was. Like with 2017,
McAdoo.
I'd say the only difference between this year and 2017 was that in 2017 the players outwardly rebelled, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I was saying we could tell the players weren't buying into Judge anymore because you could just see it on the field, but they didn't, they didn't do it in public like in 2017. I feel like that's the only difference.
Yeah. Agreed.
But any quotes other than the one you listed from the press conference that really struck you or gave you anything? What do you think about what KB was talking about and what Mara said? He's like, he feels like there's a good head coach in Joe Judge somewhere.
I felt like that was a
I don't
insult
know
to
if
Joe
it's
Judge a bit.
I don't know if that's exactly like I don't know if he's exactly a great head coach, but I think he needs the offensive coordinator, defense coordinator. He needs the support around him. He can't be in control of the offense or the defense. He needs experienced guys, I think, around him, which I guess what Jason Garrett could have been, but that didn't work out. I don't know. I think he just kind of acts maybe like a tough guy a little too much.
I do think he could be a good coach somewhere else. Maybe like 10 years down the line, a good head coach somewhere else. But I feel like he could be. I feel like he could definitely be a really good coach somewhere else. I don't think
I'm sure he's a nice man.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's a nice man. He has a family. I feel bad for the kids. They're probably gonna have to switch schools now. It's like the middle of the year now. You have to
well, don't feel too
else.
bad. He's still getting paid his full salary until his contract is up.
But still, like if you're a kid, like think about just moving school in the middle of the year. Like I feel more bad for his family almost than him. Like think about that. Now his kids have to go live somewhere else. They just made friends here. Now it's like, all right, time to go.
I always think about that when it comes to players.
That's players. I think about that when it comes to players because they move almost a yearly basis.
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
And I was gonna say,
feel bad for them.
I was gonna say this. I don't think his peak in the NFL is a special teams coordinator. I could definitely see him being maybe a offensive or not offensive, a defensive coordinator sometime down the line. Definitely not offensive or something like that.
Soft zone coverages all the way. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, with Joe Judge, I'm not sure he'll ever get the opportunity to be a head coach again. But I really do think with more, especially with the experience he's had here and wherever he's gonna go at any level, I honestly think if he gets another shot somewhere down the line, he's gonna be a better head coach. I really do think that. So I hope one day that happens. Some head coaches, look at Pat Shurmur. Pat Shurmur had a relatively similar kind of tenure as the Cleveland Browns head coach. I think he got another chance with the Giants. Like he might get another chance somewhere down the road. Who knows? So, and I think he'll be a lot better. A lot of people are putting down Joe Judge because we're all emotional about what he did to our team. But I really feel like somewhere down the road he's going to be a good head coach.
Yeah, maybe even college first too. Like maybe he needs to be in college. I could see him in college.
I would love to see him start off, lower because remember, this is the first time he's ever been a head coach at any level. And he's only been a coordinator a couple of years, special teams at that. So it's just like everything was so new to him. It was honestly, it was his personality that really jumped him ahead of everybody. He started off as the wide receiver, special teams coordinator, and he just jumped straight to head coach. It was really. His words really blew everybody away, and he just wasn't. He was ill prepared for.
And in terms of the decision to let him go, one thing I want to implore on fans in the chat, for people that probably want to keep Judge or which I was not completely against. I've been saying this for a while. Like I was on the fence with it, but I'll say this: something that came out afterwards was apparently, and we actually saw a little bit of this with Rob Sale. We saw it with Coach Spence. Apparently, a lot of the coaches on this coaching staff were going to move on after this year. They were going to get jobs at other college programs. That's what a lot of them were going to do, which means Judge would have had to replace majority of his coaching staff this year is what the reports were saying, which is just another reason where it's like, it's not a reason to blow it up, but when they're already deciding and they're already teetering towards, kind of letting him go, that I feel like that makes it easier because they're like, well, a good amount of your coaching staff's going to be gone anyway, so.
Well, I don't think they I don't really think they left because they were already picking where to go. I think they already knew Joe Judge was going to be fired, and the
no. I don't. This is what they're saying because we learned about Rob Sale being targeted by I forget which college it is back in like week 12, week 12, 13, 14. Same thing with Sean Spence. They were all being targeted throughout the season. A lot of them were being targeted since last year. When they actually all had a good season. However good that season could be, if you guys want to judge it that way. But they were ready to move on whether or not Judge was going to get fired, basically is what I'm trying to say. They were ready to go on to another job, another endeavor.
I'm really interested to see what happens with Patrick Graham. I mean, I know like the same thing what happened when we kept Thomas McGahee. Like we had a new regime, yet we still kept Thomas McGahee, which was weird. I really hope we find a way to keep Patrick Graham, man. I really hope that. I don't know if he wants to stay here. Joe Judge, was his buddy. I don't know how that relationship is right now, but I mean, I hope whatever GM comes in here, and then whoever that GM hires as head coach, I hope they find a way to keep Patrick Graham. I really want him to stay as defensive coordinator. I don't want the defense is the only thing we have going for us right now, like at all. And it's the only thing I really take pride in right now is how well the young defensive players are starting to develop. I don't want to change schemes. I know a lot of people are upset about the soft zone coverage and stuff like that. I am too, but I felt like towards the end of the year we were definitely starting to pick it up. And I mean that's the case pretty much for every team and like every phase of the game. But I really I really think we have something going for the defense. I don't want to blow that up.
What do you say to that, Lauren?
Yeah, didn't Flores and Graham work together at some point?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
I
in New
will say
England
this.
together.
Weren't they on the same staff?
A lot of people feel
Well,
like if
Flores-
Flores comes here that we're gonna keep Patrick Graham, which I would shoot down immediately because he let
Graham-
Patrick Graham go in the first place for him to get to New York.
Yeah, Graham was his defensive coordinator in Miami,
And
they
then
also
Flores
worked
let him
together
go.
in
That's
New
how we
England.
got him.
Yeah.
So it's like
So,
I'm not saying it's
Flores-
impossible, but what I am
I don't
saying is
think-
people are thinking
don't
it's just gonna happen automatically if
I don't
Flores were to
think
become the head
Flores-
coach.
I don't think Flores fired him. I think Patrick Graham went here. I think he just came here. I don't think Flores fired him.
Okay, but then I retract my statement.
Yeah.
Retract.
Yeah. Let it be stricken from the record. We got a question here from Ash for the panel. I'm gonna start off with SheGotSports, who doesn't know her own
Who's
name on
that?
Twitter. Says, how do y'all feel about the reports of Judge fighting with Rob Sale and losing the locker room?
Wait, there are reports about dude. He just fights with every
Okay,
offensive
so
line
this
coach,
was
huh?
I heard when I was on Mrs. Stream today. I heard this for the first time. I haven't seen anything else about it lately, or I haven't read anything else about it. But if this is true, why are grown men fighting each other?
Yo, it's old people. Yo, old people got a problem.
the
I'm telling you, man.
It's gotta be It's gotta be men. You men always fighting each
Nah,
other.
it's
like,
older humans. That's what I'm gonna say.
If Judge is really like emotional about the offensive line like that, where he's trying to fight like two of his offensive line coaches, he should just be an offensive line coach.
I'll say this though, I like Rob Sale. I really did like Rob Sale. He was like, dude literally had a
let's be
good
real.
part in developing Thomas.
I just can't believe he
How much of
like
that was
are we
really Sale,
talking
how much of
we're
that
really
was
talking
Thomas?
physically
I don't know.
fight, right? Like this.
Well, he was really gonna fight Colombo, as far as the reports say. He was really
Like that
gonna
is
fight
just
Colombo.
nuts to me. Do
Yeah.
people actually
By the
fight
way,
like that?
KB, to answer your question, I would say it would definitely be half and half. Like obviously, I'm a big Andrew Thomas fan. I don't need to say this, so I know he was definitely gonna learn from mistakes, get better with his second year, and also just recover from his injury. But we knew that he wasn't being coached correctly from what his college coach was saying in his rookie year. So Sale had to be doing something right. I mean, Andrew Thomas was one of the best tackles in the league this year, so he
Right.
did take a
Right, but
great step forward.
At the same time, I would believe most of it is Sale if the whole offensive line at least improved. The offensive line at all didn't improve besides Andrew Thomas, and Andrew Thomas is supposed to be good. He's
To
number
to
4
be
overall.
fair, Andrew Thomas was the only starter on the line the entire year.
Yeah, but you had Solder.
Oh yeah, we really about to say
But-
so. You're not about to bring up Solder, bro.
Hernandez.
Solder, Parrot, Hernandez. I mean, these
Parrot
guys are not.
was literally worse than Solder.
But that's what I'm trying to get at, Kush. How good was Rob Sale that he only improved one of who's supposed to be a good tackle. I mean, Andrew Thomas is supposed to be good. So I mean, I really that doesn't impress me as much as
So then-
if you were to improve someone that was bad like Solder or Parrot or Hernandez.
Would
or
you
even
say
Bredesen.
would you say Skura is bad? Because I think Skura being actually good for us is a product of Rob Sale. Matt Skura was a guy on the practice squad for us, and he was our second best lineman all year.
I get that, but Skura was a starter in Baltimore.
And then also, no, was he? No, he wasn't. You're mixing up Skura
was
with
a
Ben
starter-
Bredesen.
Skura started in Baltimore.
Ben Bredesen. What happened?
And then
He-
also,
he
that
kinda
dude
got hurt,
Cunningham.
right?
What's his name?
Oh,
Cunningham.
Number 79. Yeah, number 79 is eligible.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, part of the reason people were cheering for him in the stadium is because he was like one of our only good backup linemen as well, right?
Well, I know. I think they're only cheering for. Well, he had like 2 penalties on him too. It was hilarious. Oh man.
So he wasn't. He was with the Dolphins. Skura.
Skura?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he started with the Dolphins.
This
I'm
season,
going
right?
through it.
He was with the Dolphins this season. And
This
then
is why I
the
wish
Ravens
I gotta
before.
type in Pro Football Reference. I always go to Pro Football Reference, kids.
Oh, you got that clickety clack keyboard, Kush?
Yeah, don't worry. They're not hearing it. You guys are hearing it because you're hearing my webcam mic. They're hearing my mic.
No, it sounds good. I love
My
it.
Mike.
No, I
Yeah, I gotta-
love the clickety clack.
Yeah, I got the Corsair. I think it's the King 95.
Ooh, I got one too recently. I'm
Yeah,
obsessed.
look
Yeah,
at
so Pro Football
2017.
Reference. Yeah, he started for Baltimore
Yeah, he was
2017
he was a
2019.
full-time starter, dude.
I wouldn't use that as an argument though, okay? Because then we could use what's his name from the Billy Price. Oh, Billy Price was a full-time starter. At one point.
Yeah, Billy Price was a full-time starter, but Billy Price was benched in Cincinnati.
That's what I'm saying. We could use that argument for anybody. But Skura
that's
was
what I'm
not
saying,
good.
but-
But Skura was not good when he came here. Like he was literally he was with Baltimore in 2020. Then he moved over to Miami and they cut him.
I get it. I just don't think Rob Sale did enough for me to be like, okay, let's keep him, like, despite of, everybody else leaving. I really didn't care for Rob Sale as much,
Mhm.
but he's in Florida now, so I'm gonna hear a lot of my Florida fans complain about him.
We got
So,
Cresley
well,
in the
maybe
chat who I
Florida's
think is a
good.
Florida fan.
Nice.
And then Andrew Thomas had 2 touchdowns. I thought he had 1 touchdown.
Nah, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, somebody Will is saying he had 2 touchdowns, and we got the
More
Russian bot.
touchdowns than Kadarius Toney and Kenny Galladay combined.
And you know what? Great segue. How y'all feel about Kadarius's rookie year? How much of anything are you putting on him? And then same thing with Kenny. KB was on the stream last night, so he got to speak on it. So let me hear Lauren first. You pick whichever player you want to start with.
Wait, KT and Kenny?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll start off with Kenny. No one calls him Kenny. I'm just calling him Kenny.
Kenny G.
Okay, Kenny G. I'll start off with Kenny G here. Pretty disappointing, if I do say so myself. But it's not all his fault, obviously.
Right.
A lot of it isn't his fault. They didn't design the game plan around him. They didn't change the game plan in the offensive playbook like I thought they would. When the ball was thrown to him, he did solid, except for that last attempt in the Washington game where he just kind of missed the ball. Like, it was the deep pass, and you're just like...
Yeah.
But it's really, I don't know the right word. It's like weird to think about. That's not the right word. But he had such a huge cap hit, and we're like now in deep rebuild. It's like you don't need a huge cap hit wide receiver when you're in deep.
I'm pretty sure
rebuild
he's like the
mode.
biggest contract on the team.
Yeah.
Unless I want to know how much Leonard is making, but it's them 2 for sure.
I think Kenny's like what 28.
And at least Leo is doing something. Like Leo didn't have a terrible year. He still had a good
Leo
year.
didn't. He was getting a lot of double teams.
Mhm.
And then for KT, my biggest concern with him going forward is the injuries. Is he injury prone? That's my question, because he dealt with so many injuries this year. Is he injury prone? When he's on the field, he can do stuff, but how often is he gonna be on the field? Because he had dealt with so many different injuries this season. So I think my question is he going to be healthy? You kind of look at his frame. He's not the biggest guy. That doesn't necessarily translate to not being injured or being injured. But, maybe he just has to put muscle on or something. That's me being optimistic. But my biggest concern with him is he going to be able to stay healthy? I think it's like clear to say it's obviously disappointing both the seasons they had. I'm sure they're disappointed in the seasons they have. If you're a wide receiver, you want to score like at least 1 touchdown. Like it's kind of like what you do if you're a wide receiver. So, yeah, my big concern with KT is if he's going to be healthy.
And I'll say this because I saw it today, and it made me kind of laugh ironically to myself, because we all know Kenny Galladay was drafted in the 2nd round by Detroit. And I think it was either as a rookie or his 2nd year going off. That was when Golden Tate started kind of going off the deep end in Detroit, and Kenny Galladay became their number 1 almost immediately. Detroit loses Kenny Galladay. They go and they draft Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round. And this man, as a rookie, was one of the best rookie wide receivers. 912 yards with he had like how many touchdowns? 5 touchdowns, 4 in a row to end off the season. And I'm just like, yo, whoever is doing the scouting for receivers over at Detroit needs to come over here, bro. They just finding as soon as their number 1 receiver goes, they find another one. And Amon-Ra once again 4th round. Talk about value, it's crazy. And he just has a cool name as well.
I saw not the Dolphins, the Lions put out this TikTok. It was like, Among Us, where is the are you Among Us imposter? It was like Among Us Saint Brown.
Oh my god.
That's
It was like I was
cringeworthy.
like, whoa, an NFL team. It was like the sound of
Yeah.
saying that. I was like,
Hey,
okay,
if you
NFL
think
team doing that.
if you think Amon Raw St. Brown sounds cool, you should hear his brother's name, Equinemius St. Brown. That's really his brother's
Yeah,
name.
on the Packers.
Yeah, and then they have a third brother, Osiris St. Brown.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I don't know
really
why,
crazy.
but
Does he play
Equinemius.
football?
Yeah, he's at Stanford, I think.
I
So
like Equinemius.
I'm looking him up.
what's hilarious is that Equinemius, to my knowledge, has nothing to do with Egyptian mythology, but Amun-Ra is a god in Egyptian mythology, and so
Yeah.
is Osiris. So I'm just like, after they had Equinemius, they're like, yo, let's just go this route.
Yeah,
I keep
Osiris
saying
kinda
Greek, I
looks
meant
like Kenny.
Egyptian. What'd you say?
He has the same facial hair as Kenny Galladay, like the mustache. and the
Osiris?
beard.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
all
find,
right.
I just find it really fitting that Kadarius Toney finished with a season total of 420 yards. I'll just
He only
put that
played
in
how
there.
many? And that's the thing, though, right? I think we could all agree, if he could stay healthy, like, he would be amazing. He would be absolutely
would.
amazing.
Yeah.
I was just talking to my friend who's a Florida fan, so he knows a lot about Kadarius Toney. I was just talking to my friend. I'm like, yeah, man, like Kadarius is suffering a lot of injuries. He's like, yeah, man, sometimes he just jukes himself into an injury. Like he just jukes himself. Like that's what he does in Florida. He gets hurt a lot. His ankles are always a problem. It's hard doing what he does, man. It's a toll. It takes a toll on your body. So I'm really hoping Kadarius Toney can find a way to like not only have his game, like although he does it very well, like juking people and stopping short and stuff like that, I don't want that to be just his game. Like he has to be more versatile than that. He has to find a way to make more to get yards other than yards after the catch. I don't know how he's gonna do it. He's got to be better of a receiver to get open because if he keeps going down that road, there's no point of him even being on an NFL roster if he's always going to be hurt. Yeah, like think about Percy Harvin. Yeah, Percy Harvin, extremely fast. Tavon Austin, all shifty guys get hurt a lot. You're absolutely right, Ash.
And then
Absolutely right. Percy Harvin also comes from Florida.
Percy Harvin, by the way, was his like comparison coming out of Florida, actually, which was kind of
I
ironic
don't know
that
if
you
he's
bring that
quite
up.
Percy, but
No, I'm saying that was like one of his main comparisons. I remember during draft
Yeah.
time, people were comparing him to was
it was
Harvin.
a lot of Florida people were comparing him to like as far as explosiveness goes, but I think their play style is different. I think Percy is around his height, but Percy was more of like a deep threat guy,
Mhm.
and kind of like a returner dude. Like Kadarius is more of a shifty left and right type of dude. Percy just beats you with speed. Same thing with Tavon. But,
And now,
yeah.
let me say this, right? Because this leads into the next question. We talked about God and stuff in terms of who in the world is tradable on this team, and who would you guys want to trade to like kind of actually get this roster sort of retooled if you want to trade anybody. So I guess I'll ask that first. Is there anybody you think we should trade or should?
Saquon.
Okay, I get it. I get it, but
Barkley.
I wouldn't do it this year.
There's you have to do it this year. He's on a contract year.
But you can do it before the trade deadline, can't you?
Yeah, you could. Well, I mean, you would have to do it before the trade deadline.
I mean, like next season, like not before the season starts.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you want to do it? So you want to keep him for a couple months and then trade him?
Yeah,
I mean, I mean,
I think he's gonna play better next season. I don't think
Well,
teams are gonna trade much right now.
if they do that to try to build his stock up, like if he has a decent season, of course, if he has a decent season, everybody's gonna want to keep him after that. But I don't want to keep him because we're gonna have to pay him anyway. Let me preface this by saying this: I love Saquon Barkley, loved him. I still think without hindsight, I still think he was the pick at number 2. And everybody's gonna use hindsight to say Quentin Nelson, but nobody's gonna take Quentin Nelson number 2. I still think Saquon Barkley was the right pick in 2018 at the time. But we have to let him go. I'm tired of the constant mystery of, is he gonna play? Is he gonna start? How is he gonna play? What kind of Saquon Barkley are we gonna get? And that constant mystery of of all of that whole cycle, and even the players, how are you supposed to game plan with a guy that is never seen the field, and you don't even know what kind of version you're going to get of him on the field. I just want to restart. I want to get a true workhorse running back.
Haskins?
Seeing a guy, yeah, possibly. I mean, seeing a guy like Jonathan Taylor out there, although you're not going to find guys like that in every draft. I'm not saying that, but you do find guys that you're able to just hand off to, and they're going to, force themselves in through a gap and create space and fight for a tough yard and stuff like that. And although Saquon Barkley's running game is extremely unique. Saquon Barkley's running game, I just don't think it's what this team needs, man. I really want a workhorse running back, a guy that we can rely on all three downs, and a guy that's going to be dependable, a guy that's going to be healthy. I know that's hard to ask for a running back, but I just want to restart. I want to restart that running back position. I'm okay with keeping Devontae. We should have kept Corey Clement. I've been right for the whole season ever since we let Corey Clement go.
I wanted Clement too.
He looked like a freaking god in that last week. Okay, he was killing it. He's a third string running back. He had like almost 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, he was killing it. Corey Clement was the truth, and he should have freaking stood on this team. But
is Barkley the only person on the team you'd get rid of?
Huh?
Is Barkley the only person on the team you trade away, get rid of?
Barkley's the only person you can move, really, unless you want to eat up a lot of dead cap. At that point, what are you rebuilding?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody else being traded besides Barkley.
Well, let me just give a set of names.
Ryan.
Logan Ryan.
Yeah, but what are you really gonna get for him?
Logan Ryan wouldn't even be to like a trade to get something back as much as it is a trade just to kind of get him off the team. Not that he's a bad teammate or anything, just because we know he needs to be off.
Understandable. I would have to look at the dead cap for Logan and all these the veteran players. But as far as anybody like that can really get some trade value, it's just you can't. I mean, I don't see it happening.
Of course, a lot of people have been talking about Blake being potentially somebody that the Giants would get rid of, which I don't want to happen. I really don't.
What's his dead money looking like?
Let's see.
Like I said, a guy like that. I mean, even in the rebuilding process, you would have to. This is if this new GM wants to completely get rid of everybody and not care about dead cap.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do that, you're gonna get a team that has no money and has no players. Therefore, they're gonna be a 2-15 type team. You know what I'm saying? So
this is why a lot of people, I guess, were throwing Blake's name out there because his dead cap hit in 2022 is only $5 million.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
I hate that because he's a really good linebacker for us when healthy, and like we literally this is what I would this. Yeah, and I said this, right? I'm like, this dude was never injured until he came to the Giants. It's ridiculous. But I also said this. One thing I was scared of, because I kind of care for the players, is like every time they restructured their contracts, and the Giants always went back towards Blake and Bradbury to restructure their contracts, I'm like, it's usually a sign that they're never going to get that money. And if we trade him or cut him, he's not getting that money because the dead cap is only going to be $5.5 million. It's crazy. What do you think about that, Lauren? Anybody, maybe Saquon, or you want to touch on the Blake thing?
Daniel Jones.
That's definitely a name as well, yeah.
I wouldn't mind, but
I think they could trade him possibly for a third, maybe even a second. Maybe a second, but like maybe you're looking at like a third and a fifth.
A third and a fifth for Daniel. I'd probably do that, yeah. I'd definitely do a second.
I think a team would do it, but it's just who,
Yeah,
Steelers, Saints.
Ooh, the Saints are a team that, like, if Sean Payton can get his hand on any, like, average or above average quarterback, I feel like they did, like, be going somewhere.
Raiders.
If
they don't want to get. Why is there all those rumors about them and Derek Carr?
I don't know. I hope Derek Carr stays with the Raiders.
I hope he stays, but yeah.
Indianapolis, if they just want to get rid of Carson.
Yeah, I can definitely see Daniel Jones is going to be the next Teddy Bridgewater, dude. I'm telling you. Maybe not as good as Teddy Bridgewater.
Denver.
I have a feeling that Daniel Jones, if he leaves New York, which inevitably it's going to happen, he's going to be an extremely good backup that's going to wind up starting for a lot of teams that need a bridge quarterback. That's why I really think Daniel Jones is going to be in the NFL. He's just going to be a really good backup, and then he's going to be used as a bridge quarterback for a lot of teams when they try to bring in new quarterback. That's exactly what Teddy Bridgewater is. Teddy Bridgewater is not good enough to be a franchise quarterback, but he's too good to be a backup. So he's that guy that you just bring in and to play bridge quarterback until they can find another.
What about Minnesota? How many years does Kirk have left?
I don't think he has much left. That's why
they have Kellen Mond.
Yeah,
so maybe they need more time before Mond.
I mean, they did fire Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer hated Kellen Mond. I mean, he despised them. So
why? Why was that?
I don't know, but I mean, I don't think Kellen Mond is good either. But
I think the Steelers are definitely a team, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think Daniel Jones can start in the league. He's just not going to be
Not
consistent.
franchise.
Right. He's going to be a guy to come in and fill in a spot for you if you don't have a quarterback, and he's going to play well for you. He's gonna get things done. You just don't expect the biggest plays from him. Expect like Tyrod Taylor, Teddy Bridgewater. I can't even think of any other names that like maybe a Gardner Minshew. Guys like that. That's just gonna step in for the time being and actually play decent for you, but not be a franchise guy. That's what I see Daniel Jones being in the NFL.
So since we're on the Daniel
Agreed.
Jones topic, then Lauren, would you get rid of him this year? Would you let him be the stop/bridge quarterback this year? Of those two options, which one are you taking? And then obviously with the second one, you'd get the quarterback next year probably.
Bryce Young, baby.
I like Stroud, but honestly, I would honestly trade him now. Like, if you're really starting with a new GM and a new head coach and all this stuff, no one in the building is tied to him. Why wouldn't you trade him now is my thing. Why, like, just holding off on the inevitable? You know what I'm saying? Like, we kind of all know it's going to happen.
The only reason is
why don't you
that
just rip the Band-Aid
I
off?
feel like the only reason, which is what I've kind of been.
You can sign a Bridgewater now.
But for
and
how
wait till
much
then.
though, right? Because we were just talking about our cap situation. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Because
Or
I know
even a Drew Lock. Like, I know Lock is not good, but like
Lock is like worse than Daniel.
No, I know he's not good, but I'm just saying having someone out of house as a bridge quarterback, like who
So,
else is out there?
here's-
Jacoby Brissett.
Here's the
like,
reason I'm willing to keep Daniel as a bridge quarterback. He's only making $8 million next year. Bridge quarterbacks, so Jacoby I think is making around 12 or 13, and
Marcus. What about Mariota?
I'd have to look up what Marcus is
I
making.
I don't want to start that
But
controversy again. before
but
all
it's
that
like
comes
Teddy
in.
Bridgewater is making like 18. He's making close to 20 mil. So I'm like the Daniel Bridge quarterback route is just like super cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can definitely see what Lauren is saying. Bringing someone new in here, but I just don't see a point of bringing in another bridge quarterback if we're definitely going to draft the quarterback next year. I would rather just say, hey, look, Daniel Jones is not the guy. Like, I don't even care what he shows me next year. He's not going to fool me. He's not the guy. I'm just using him as a bridge quarterback until 2023, where we could get to draft either a CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. That's how I see it going. That's how I want it to go. I'm already convinced. Like, I'm ready to move on from Daniel Jones. I went into this year really,
Yeah,
extremely
I'm
optimistic for him.
kind of at the point where I'm like 2023, we're getting our guy.
Yeah, if we keep Daniel Jones, I have no expectations of him proving to be a franchise quarterback. And even if he does have a decent year where he throws more than 15 touchdowns, please, dear God, I still am not going to be convinced he's a franchise guy. I still want to go into next season wanting a Bryce Young. I'm going to be those people that are right now that are banging the table for Malik Willis, and I'm calling everybody like, you guys need to calm down. Stop banging the table for Malik Willis. Just wait another year.
No, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that like immediately next.
Yeah. I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Because
I just want to say this:
Go ahead.
Mariota's cap hit right now is 3.5. He's
3.5.
getting paid 3.5 million right now. He's
I don't
gonna
think
be a free agent.
I don't think
would
he's
bring
gonna
him
make
in.
3.5. I think he's gonna make somewhere around 10.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Trubisky? Trubisky's making 2.5.
It comes back to the thing where it's like, why sign a QB on a 1-year deal if you're gonna get a new one in the next couple of years?
Next year rather.
Because honestly, personally, I just would want to move on from Daniel Jones now because you don't know if his trade value is going to get even worse over the next year.
Well, it's not like we'd be trading him; we'd just be letting him go.
Yeah,
But I get where you're coming from. If we trade him, unless we didn't already pick up his 5th-year option, which we have to do now, we have to pick up his 5th-year option now if they want to have any type of hope of even having a little bit more of a successful trade.
A new GM is not going to pick up his
That's what I'm saying though. Like that is sweeten the deals on a trade as well. So if we just don't pick it up, what team is gonna trade him for a 1-year rental is the real question. And then you're talking about you're not gonna get a 3rd and 5th at all, I don't think, which was what we were proposing earlier for a 1-year rental.
It's a tough situation, especially with contracts involved, especially with the years involved, man. It's tough.
But let me ask you, what do you think about Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett or your favorite quarterback in this upcoming draft?
I just put out a tweet that people are agreeing with me here. I am telling you right now, I'm not looking at any. And people are gonna call me like, "Oh, but Kid Blue, you say that every year, especially when we had Eli. You didn't want a quarterback." Yeah, because I'm picky with my quarterbacks. Okay, I think everybody needs to kind of realize what happened, and then we mentioned this yesterday. I believe you brought it up, Kush, where we need to realize what happened in 2019, where Dave Gettleman kind of rushed to get a quarterback and kind of drafted one because we needed a quarterback, not drafted one because he was the right quarterback. Drafted one because he felt like he needed a quarterback, and
The
that's a
way I
huge
say it is,
mistake in drafting a quarterback.
I feel like we forced the quarterback pick in 2019, and
Exactly.
I
You
don't want to
couldn't wait
make
for 20
I don't want to
for
make the
Justin
same
Herbert.
mistake this year. I'm not saying that it's impossible. It's completely out the cards for us to find a franchise quarterback this year through this year's draft. It's definitely possible. Maybe it's a slim chance. I don't want to completely eliminate it, but I don't want whoever the new GM is to force a quarterback pick. And
Exactly.
and the thing is, I believe it or not, because I started, doing my college scouting and whatnot for mock drafts, I do like a lot of what I see out of Malik Willis. But at the same time, it's not like I'm not gonna draft him because I'm
I
so
definitely
focused on fixing the line. And
right.
the
I
thing is,
definitely like Malik Willis, but
I'll say this, and shout out to Authentic for this idea, because I was like, at first I wasn't really entertaining it, but if say somehow he slips into the second, I actually wouldn't mind if we spent our two first round picks on O-line. I wouldn't mind taking him with a second. But
that's
once
fine.
again,
But
it comes
but
back.
let
It
me
comes back to not forcing that QB pick.
right. But riddle me this: if we actually, all right, say, and it would be good value, right? It would be good value if we get Malik Willis in the second round, right? But what happens if we suck the next year? Right, it probably is going to happen because we're rebuilding, right? Let's put that in the realm of possibility. We're going to have a high pick next year. What if Bryce Young falls in our laps? What are we going to do with Malik Willis? It's just a wasted pick then. A
I
lot of people are.
you
A lot of
know
people
you know
usually say,
what?
"Well, you could just draft another quarterback and draft another quarterback." But
Yeah,
that second round
I'm
pick,
literally gonna say pull in Arizona, even if it's a waste of a pick. It worked out tremendously for Arizona. It's not like we did what Arizona did, which is waste the first. We wasted a second round pick.
right. I feel that, man. And of
But then
course,
that also
for
KB,
Arizona,
that
it
also
worked out.
comes down. That comes down to what the coach and GM thinks about Malik Willis in that situation, because the coaches
Exactly.
they didn't believe in Josh Rosen at all. So it depends on that too. So even if Bryce Young falls on our lap, maybe the
That's
coaches believe
another
in this
thing.
guy.
That's
Maybe
another
maybe
thing.
the coaches believe in Malik Willis.
That's another thing. What if we draft Malik Willis and he shows flashes, right? Like Daniel Jones showed flashes in his rookie season, which led us to just did we skip over we skipped over Justin Herbert, didn't we?
Hmm.
Yeah. So we skipped over Justin Herbert because Daniel Jones showed us flashes. What if Malik Willis shows us flashes and he never works out and we skip out on Bryce Young and CJ Stroud?
So
You know
here's
what I'm
my
saying?
thing. That comes back to what I was saying. Don't force the quarterback pick. But the argument you're
Yeah.
making right now is not exactly sound, because you can make that argument for any quarterback. Any quarterback that we pick, you can make that argument
Right.
for.
That's exactly why I'm very picky with quarterbacks. Like when we had Eli and everybody wanted to draft a quarterback, and every year I said no, I don't want to draft the quarterback. I know Eli sucks right now, but I don't want to draft a quarterback until I find the guy. I don't want to just pull the trigger on a quarterback and then an organization puts their trust and belief in that quarterback because they don't want his morale to go down, and then they skip out on guys like freaking Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Justin Herbert, you name it, and then have to deal with a guy that showing us flashes for him not to work out. And then 4 years later, we're looking for another quarterback. And then we pull a trigger on another guy that may show us flashes.
You're gonna talk yourself into insanity with this.
I know, because it's a cycle. It's a
Yeah,
never-ending cycle.
you're gonna
that
talk
people
yourself
don't
into
realize.
insanity with it. I would agree with the cycle thing, because we made that argument for the GM and coach, but I disagree when it comes to quarterbacks. You're not gonna miss on a quarterback that much if you're gonna take a quarterback every 4 years.
Look at the Browns.
You're not gonna miss on it that much.
Look at the Jaguars.
You're not gonna miss on it that much.
We are the Jaguars and Browns, Kush.
Yeah,
Don't you understand?
now we did with both of I wouldn't say both. Now we did with the 2017 Browns that did, and they finally did a clean sweep. Right? So you gotta
now even Baker is not gonna be the guy either, though. Like they
Which,
haven't
by the
even
way,
found
I
a
disagree with. I
quarterback
feel like
either.
people are too hard on Baker Mayfield, bro.
Well,
This man, Baker Mayfield, got there in his first season, took the Browns from a historically
Yeah, I know.
losing team to a
Listen,
winning
listen,
season.
listen. I will say Baker is better than expected, but Baker's too inconsistent to be a franchise guy. He's just not. I do like Baker Mayfield.
You know who they said that about, bro?
Huh?
You know who they said that about?
Who?
They said that about my boy Derek Carr at one point, bro. Listen,
No, but Derek Carr is
give him
different.
some time.
Derek Carr had every single year that. This is why I like Derek
Give him
Carr.
some time though, bro.
Derek
Give him
Carr,
some time.
Every single season Derek Carr has been in the league up until when John Gruden got there. He was under a new offensive scheme every single year. So I tilt my hat to Derek Carr. And Derek Carr was an MVP freaking candidate back in 2016. Okay, Baker Mayfield never got there.
Give him some time. I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna just restate what I said, which is wait until 2023. Use DJ as the bridge quarterback. But I wouldn't mind at all if we do float a second round pick at a quarterback this year. Definitely not a first though. What do you say, Lauren?
I wouldn't mind either if I'm sorry. I'll let Lauren.
No, you go. You go.
Like I said, I wouldn't mind either as long as the front office doesn't get too emotional and attached to that quarterback, say Malik Willis, and we go into the draft and Bryce Young should we just skip out on Bryce Young or? Skip
I mean,
out
that's what I was
Stroud?
saying, right? I don't think this front office is gonna do that because we've seen examples of literally the best example is Kyler Murray. So I don't think people are gonna feel too bad about that. But go ahead, Lauren.
Wait. The question: do I want to draft a quarterback this year?
Just how you feel about any of them this year. Where are you looking to get your next one and things like that?
Yeah, so I haven't really fully watched a ton of these quarterbacks, like fully watched a ton of their games in a row, like full on, like how I'm planning on it. I'd say the ones that intrigue me right now would probably be Pickett, Corral, and
I like Corral.
Willis. But I don't know if either any of those guys are the answer. Like, I would not mind waiting until 2023 because I kind of am in love with CJ Stroud. Like, he has an amazing arm. And it just doesn't seem like if they're really going full on rebuild, then go full on rebuild and like have a terrible season. I mean, don't have a terrible season, but like you're going to get that draft pick. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a top 4 draft pick top 5 draft. No, it's 6, right? Or is it 5 or 6?
They have 2 top 10s, 5 and 7.
They have the number 5 pick, and that was in a year when they're supposed to be competitive. So like if you're actually rebuilding, like you could get that top 3 pick. And but listen, you never know. Like one of those guys like Bryce Young or CJ Stroud could end up being worse than a guy like Kenny Pickett or Matt Corral. You never really know how these guys are going to pan out. Like even with Trevor Lawrence, I know he played better towards the end of the season, but like he was the lock number 1 guy, and no one's talking about him now. I know he's in a bad situation and all of that, but it really depends on also the coaching, where the guy gets to, what coaching is there, what system he is, who's around him. So I wouldn't mind waiting till 2023, but I do feel pretty strongly that they should move on from Jones now and just clean the house. Like just get that fresh start, bring in a bridge guy like Fitzpatrick. Like bro, like is Fitzpatrick still playing? Like bring in Fitzpatrick. Like bring him on a 1-year deal. Like,
Fitzpatrick is actually gonna win us a couple games though if you're trying to be a season that's bad.
But is he like gonna play still? He's so old.
Of course he's gonna play if you bring him in.
He's hurt though, right? Isn't he hurt?
That's the real question. Yeah, because of his injury, is
that's
he
what
gonna
I'm
play?
saying. Like, is he gonna play? Like, he's old and he got injured.
I mean, we
Let's
could
see
ask the
how
same.
old he is.
We could ask the same thing about Daniel right now. I feel like we're all forgetting this man was facing a major neck injury, and we have no idea what the update on that is.
Fitzpatrick's gonna turn 40 next year.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't want any of these QBs. I love Flores as head coach. I mean, Flores as head coach. It's just
before we talk about head coach. I want to hit the GM candidates we have so far.
Oh my god, do you want to hit the GM?
Yeah.
Oh. No.
So you guys, let me start with Lauren, right? Any GM candidates out of the 7 or I think it was 7 or 8 that we heard the Giants requested. Oh, there was another one. So I know 7 of them out of the 9. Any of them that you have your eye on that you liked from what you heard about? What are your thoughts?
Did Ed Dodds wasn't on the list yet, was he?
No.
For GM, no.
I'm like pretty upset about that. Cause I really like Dodds.
That's the Ravens guy?
Colts guy. And he was with Seattle a few years before. Okay. But this is why I like Ed Dodds. Because the Colts and the Seahawks like have drafted well in later rounds. And the Giants have just not drafted well. And you look at a team like the Cowboys. Like look at all the players they have drafted in like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Like Dak they drafted in the 4th round. Pollard was in the 4th round. Like all these guys that they drafted in later rounds. And they were able to draft CD in the 1st round, like really low. If the Giants continue to draft poorly, this team will never be good. So I want someone who has like a really good scouting eye and is just
Did
knows.
you get a chance to look at the list yet and read up on them?
I saw Joe Schoen from the Bills, the guy from Arizona, the guy from Baltimore. Who else am I missing?
So
lot.
specifically talking to what you were saying with somebody that's good with evaluating talent and scouting, the guy that best fits that bill, in my opinion, was Ryan Poles from the Chiefs. He has 12 years of experience with the Chiefs, and all 12 of those years have been in the scouting department. He worked his way up. I'm forgetting what his title is, but he's an executive. He's an executive in the scouting department. So that guy right there, he's like, I think, just based off of his experience alone, would have been the best person in terms of drafting type of things. You had Adam Peters from the 49ers, who's the assistant GM of the 49ers for the past 4 years. He's also a really nice candidate. When you think about what the 49ers, how they've been building their team. There's Rant Carthon from the 49ers. He's been in the scouting department for them. And there's two guys from Tennessee. I think both of them are from the scouting department of Tennessee as well.
Every single one of the candidates are scouting. Every single one of them.
Wait,
Except for Schoen. Schoen is kind of both.
Would have interviewed him. He probably
Schoen
just
is
straight up
assistant
said
GM as
no.
well.
Do you think that's real? Do you think he, like Mrs. Giants would have interviewed him? He probably just straight up said no.
Who?
We would have known if they requested an interview, just like we know how they requested an interview for
And
the
he
other
could have
guys.
said no, and we would know if he said no.
Who?
Dodds.
Dodds.
Because it seems like everyone else is interviewing him, and I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
when they request the interview, I mean, that's before they even that's before even the other party says yes or no. But I mean, we would know if they requested an interview. But I just did a video on it, so I don't want to go too into it because I'm about to start editing it soon. But I read up on every single one of these guys, and the three guys I really want on this, really and looking at is number one, Adam Peters. I think his track record and what everybody says about Adam Peters. There was a couple of anonymous people saying that he's going to be a home run if the Giants land him. That he was a big part in the scouting processes in those drafts. Like that's as everybody that I'm looking at here, nobody was quoted to saying that candidate was a big part of any draft or whatever. But
I do have a quote from Brandon Bean about Schoen. Brandon Bean speaks
Schoen,
speaks very highly about Schoen.
And I do love Schoen. He's second on my list. I have Adam Peters is number one. If you look at and exactly what Lauren said, I am not that big on if you could hit first round picks because you're supposed to, right? You're supposed to hit first round picks. What I'm looking at as a candidate for GM or candidate in scouting, whatever, I want to see how well you can identify sleepers, how well you can identify hidden gems, right? In the draft, third, fourth, fifth round, how well you can identify that. George Kittle was drafted in the fifth round. Fred Warner was drafted in the fifth round, okay? The 49ers
Fred was third, I
know
think.
how to
Third,
get third. I'm sorry, third. 49ers know how to grab talent in those mid rounds. You look at most of their defensive backs come from the mid rounds, right? I think Jaquiski Tart was a second, third round pick, or maybe I could even be wrong about that, maybe even later. But a lot of these guys were mid round, late round picks for the 49ers, and they found a way to make them work. So I really like Adam Peters. He's like the right hand man of John Lynch. I think John Lynch is doing a fantastic job there in San Francisco. Joe Schoen has 20 years in the front office, and he's only 42 years old. He's been in the business since he was 22 years old, since he was a young buck. Okay, he's 42 years old, 20 years in the business. That tells me that he knows old school football, and he's younger, so he should know some new school football. So I would definitely, that definitely intrigues me with him. And then my third guy is Ryan Poles.
I love Ryan
guy.
Poles, man. Yeah,
I love Ryan Poles. My only issue is that I don't like Kansas City's drafting. I just don't. I don't like.
You could say the same. I was literally just going through the Bills drafting. The Bills drafting, it's not bad, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, there's a lot of players here that are just kind of nobodies.
Yeah, kind
right
of nobodies,
now.
Right? And that's exactly what I was thinking about Joe Schoen as well. But I'm looking at the 49ers. I think they slam dunk their freaking mid-round picks and stuff like that. But guys that pique my interest. Now they're I think fourth and fifth on my list. No, they're fifth and sixth on my list. Okay, the Arizona guys, and I said this a little bit on Cush's stream yesterday.
I feel like Adrian Wilson could be a sleeper. And when I was talking about him in my video breaking down, I did a video on Tuesday breaking down each of the candidates. I was like, he's the only person on the list that is a great former overall player because at one point he was an all-pro in his career. I made a joke.
Yeah.
I made a joke saying Arizona just always has good safeties because they have this guy Adrian Wilson, then they have guys like Teran
Quentin
Matthew,
Harris.
Buda Baker,
Well,
stuff like that.
but-
Not Matthew. Pat Pete, right? Pat Pete was there in Arizona. But then I was like,
defensive back, yeah.
you know what? I've never said this before, but because he's played at such a high level, I feel like he does bring something else to the table as a GM role or something like that. But I just think he could be a sleeper.
He knows what it is to be a good in the NFL and be all pro, be Pro Bowl. My only thing with that is that we got to be careful because there are a lot of former players that were great that know nothing about the front office, like Shannon Sharp. But as far like Adrian Wilson is a guy that is a sleeper to me. I think he showed up in 2015 as a scout and then trying to work his way up from there. I said this on Kush's stream yesterday. The Arizona Cardinals, anybody from the Arizona Cardinals, Quentin Harris and Adrian Wilson, both were safeties for the Arizona Cardinals, by the way. And with Arizona, what intrigued me the most is that they were worse than us in 2019. They were in a very similar situation. Their team was very similar, right? A terrible defense, terrible offensive line. And they need a quarterback, and they had decent receiver depth or whatever the case was. They had decent running game, right? So they built their team to be in position to be in the playoffs this season 2 years later, 3 years later, 3 seasons later. And
not just in the
Giants are
playoffs.
still
They were
here.
one of the best teams in the league this year. They were undefeated for a long time.
Yeah, they were the last undefeated team in the league this year. So if you look at Arizona, you have to think these two guys, Quentin Harris and Adrian Wilson, know a thing or two about building a team since they've done it so quickly in those couple of years. And especially guys that probably learned to be a little bit of risk takers, right? With the whole Josh Rosen situation and then getting Kyler Murray. They were part of the organization when that happened. So those are guys that I really like. Another sleeper is the Joe Hortiz guy, the Baltimore dude. 24 seasons with the Ravens. He was hired by the great Ozzie Newsome, former Baltimore tight end, who was one of the better.
Ozzie
GMs
Newsome was one of the best GMs in the NFL. Period. Yeah,
one of the best GMs in the NFL, and Ozzie Newsome himself hired Joe Hortiz in 1998. He's been with the organization since then, so he's been part of the scouting department ever since then. And this is his third year as director of player personnel. So I like Horowitz. I love those four guys, and that's who I'm excited about the most. There's some candidates I don't really care about, like Austin Fort. Even though Tennessee, I like Tennessee. I like the way they built their team, but Austin Fort and Ray Carthon and Ryan Cowden, I'm not really too big into. But everybody else, man, I think has a really good shot.
So then, before Lauren goes, I want to say the same thing. For me, the main reasons I'm not too big on the Tennessee guys is because it was very hard for some reason to find information on them. Like, I couldn't even find a LinkedIn page on them. I just couldn't read up that much. My three guys like that are the very top are very much the same. Adam Peters. Adam Peters very slightly edges out Joe Schoen because I do prefer what the 49ers have been doing in their drafting for the past couple of years compared to what the Bills have done. I love the 49ers 2021 draft, and I really like their 2019 and 2020 draft. Adam Peters has a hand in that. Like you're saying, there's multiple quotes that says that you see him interacting with the players. Very good thing. There's not much I could say about Joe Schoen that a lot of Giants fans don't already know. Same position as Adam Peters, assistant GM for the Bills. And obviously the Bills are doing a great job over there. It's just that, once again, I prefer the drafting of what the 49ers have been doing. I think they drafted better depth in those later rounds compared to the Buffalo Bills. Ryan Poles, I wouldn't call him a sleeper. It's just that I don't hear a lot of people talking about him, but he is my third guy on the list, and I love the scouting experience he has. Kansas City has been good for 10 years. It's just that they've been great for 4 years. But they've been good for the past 10 years, and he's been there for 12 years. So a majority of his career has been in the scouting department of one of the better NFL teams for the past decade, which is invaluable experience. I agree with you, like you were saying. I do think Adrian Wilson is going to be a sleeper. Not a lot of people are talking about him either, but the Cardinals know how to build a team. But go ahead, Lauren. What are you thinking about any of these guys?
Like my top three?
Just give your thoughts on any or all of them if you want. You could give a top three too if you want, sure.
Yeah, for sure. So like I said, like Ed Dodds, like that was my guy I wanted coming in before Ed Gettleman was even retired. Just because I like where he's been and I like how the Colts drafted and how they do find like guys like Darius Leonard, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman. All these guys weren't first round draft picks. Signing Kenny Moore after he was an unrestricted free agent, like they're able to find talent deep in the draft, and I think that's a must for whoever the Giants sign at GM. They need someone who's able to find talent deep in the draft. So hopefully they do get an interview with Ed Dodds. I don't know if they will. Then, like you guys were talking about with Adam Peters from the 49ers, you look at the 49ers and who they have drafted. A lot of good stuff there. Even like Deebo Samuel, second round pick, right? He wasn't a first round pick. Elijah Mitchell this year.
Yeah.
What round did he go in? Like the 5th or something?
I'm sorry, guys. I
Sixth-round
think
pick.
my bad. I think I just fixed my sound effects that have been broken for a while. So if you guys could hear the bruh sound in chat, just let me know. But go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah, like you guys were talking about with the 49ers. I like the way they've drafted as well. And just like, well, I don't even know. Elijah Mitchell drafted what, like 5th round this year or something?
Y'all know I loved Elijah Mitchell. The 49ers, not only Elijah Mitchell, one of the most underrated weapons. I won't say wide receivers, but weapons in the leagues. Deebo Samuel, second round
Yeah,
pick.
that's just Deebo second. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Second round pick, Deebo. Like he wasn't even a first round pick. So definitely that. And then everyone's talking about Joe Schoen. I think he's definitely interested. I mean, he's an assistant GM right now, right? He's not super heavy in the scouting department right now because he's just assistant GM.
He's been part of the.
I mean,
scouting
well,
department.
as an assistant GM, you'd be both part of the scouting and the free agent stuff.
And he was with Carolina. He met Brendan Bean in Carolina. Then he went to Miami for a while. I could be mixing up candidates, but yeah, he's been around. He's been around.
I'm definitely interested in him, but I'm honestly not super sold on the Bills in general this year. Like people are talking about Gable.
I feel like the
Ryan
Bills
Dable.
have. Would you say it's crazy because they still had a great season, but would you say they kind of underperformed a bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely underperformed.
didn't
That
run
feels
the ball
crazy to
at all
say.
in the
Jaguars,
first half
dude.
of the
They lost to the
season.
Jaguars. Of course, they underperformed.
I've been critical of their offensive game plan like throughout this year. Not so much as
Yes,
of lately.
yeah.
They don't rely on the run at all. They asked Josh
Yes.
Allen to throw the ball like 50 times, and then you saw it come to bite them in the butt in the Patriots game. It was a windy game, and they couldn't run the ball. There were games where like Josh Allen was like running the ball almost as much as the running backs. Like he had almost as many carries
That's
as the running
exactly what
backs.
I was saying about, a lot of people wanted Brian Dable, and he's still my number one option. As far as head coaching goes, I don't really know any other head coaching candidate that I probably prefer right now. I know a lot of people are going to throw out Eric Bieniemy and stuff like that, but I like Brian Dable and his passing scheme, kind of game planning. But one huge concern I do have is the neglect of the running game, and they just don't care. Like it's not like it's been happening for one season. I mean, they've neglected Devin
Yeah.
Singletary for years, and I think Devin Singletary is good. I think he could be like a mini Shady McCoy, like not a mini, but like a kind of a lesser version of Shady McCoy, and they just don't use the guy.
And they run Josh Allen so much.
Exactly,
And he doesn't
yeah.
slide, and it's just like
Daniel
Yeah.
Jones
it just
syndrome.
seems. It literally just seems like reckless what they do.
Yeah, they definitely use Josh Allen like a little bit like Cam Newton did. The way they
Let me give a quick shout out to 3 people that subscribed while we were all talking. El Gigante or El Gigante, yeah. Big Blue
Gigante.
91, A Pizzle 90. What an interesting name there.
Pizzle.
Yeah.
I know A Pizzle.
And then shout out, yeah, go ahead.
A Pizzle.
A
I'll
Pizzle,
say that.
yeah, bro. A Pizzle on the drizzle with the hizzle. Shout out to Edward Chan,
Oh, Lars.
Kashif, D Wins, G Man 409, BQC, Andrew, Bart, LP, Will K,
Bart?
Ligma.
Bart? Wait,
Yeah,
are
Bart.
you kidding me? Bart?
Bart is in here. Bart
Is my Bart.
with the last name that I
Bart is
can't
my-
pronounce.
Bart is my Fortnite duo's partner.
Oh, you see now, Lauren, when you gonna hop on Halo?
When are you gonna hop on Fortnite?
When are you gonna hop on Halo? I play Halo with Kush already.
You do? Wait, I don't have the game yet, but why don't you guys play Fortnite with me?
I'll have to download
I've
it
stopped
again,
playing
but
Fortnite once everybody started building literally
Yeah.
castles
No one
in 2
builds
seconds.
anymore. Really, it's really
That's cap.
good now because no one really builds. No, I don't build.
Lauren, how
And
about
we
you just
always
hop
get
on
these
Halo, bro?
dubs.
Just hop on.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
if I hop on Halo, will you hop on Fortnite?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
think about it.
I do it.
As long as I can still swing like Spider-Man still, I don't know.
Yo, you can swing like Spider-Man. I have the
Okay.
Spider-Man skin.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, let's schedule a time for
'Cause I
sometime
really-
this
let's
week.
run a trio. Let's stream a
Yeah,
trio.
let's do a trio. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys already know I stream it,
You
so
know
I'm
what
down.
it is? It's MJ, Pippen, and Rodman right here on
Who's Rodman?
Fortnite.
Hey, Kush, you're Rodman.
I'll take that. That man was dating Carmen Electra and going around the entire world doing stuff, bro. I'll take it.
Hub's likes on Twitter are definitely some Rodman vibes.
Yeah. I'm telling you, bro, that's Carmen Electra vibes right there.
Oh, even Lauren knows, man. Oh,
I do.
man.
I feel like we talk about this every stream. Like you
Because
never know
you
what's
guys
gonna happen.
can't lie.
Like, when you're on Twitter and then you see something, you're on Twitter scrolling, you're like, what? And then you're like, oh, of course, Hub.
Yeah, I know.
Listen,
I'm
y'all
like,
can't
that's why
lie.
On my
I'm like,
feed.
It's
that
the
should not
best-
be on my newsfeed.
It's the best way of getting my name out there. You know how many people have joined my channel off my Twitter because of that?
Dude, I can't
you
be
swear
in
you tweeting
public.
something?
I can't be in public on like a city buzzer like that, going through my newsfeed on Twitter, dude. It's just not,
That's
don't
why I
feel comfortable.
have, that's why I have the Hub Twitter account. That's why I have my own Kush personal Twitter account, which none of y'all know about.
That nobody knows. That's
Nobody
really
knows about. Yeah.
What's on the-
explicit, boy.
Is
No.
it really bad? What is?
No,
I-
it's
I
just-
can
it's
only
actually
imagine
just-
the private one. Like,
It's actually just like it's like the exact opposite of my my Hub Twitter because it's just stuff that I
turtleneck
follow.
Hub with the turtleneck right
It's
now.
it's like
turtleneck
me
Hub.
following a bunch of NASA and outer space stuff, a bunch of tech stuff, computer science stuff, a little bit of anime in there. Like that's literally my personal Twitter.
Sounds
y-
legit. Sounds legit.
There was that one you were tweeting about that one person, like, give me one try, like about the
Chloe
famous
Bailey,
girl.
bro. Listen,
Chloe.
Was
Chloe.
it her? No, it was someone else too,
The
like not
Little
Doja
Mermaid.
Cat, like someone else. Was it Doja Cat?
Maybe it was. Listen,
You
but
were
Chloe
like, "Give
Bailey,
me
if you're
one
listening,
try." I was like, oh.
Chloe, listen, you're making a mistake going with
With
Gunna.
Gunna, right?
Yeah.
That's how I knew that because of you
Yeah, Chloe.
leaving the Lakers game. Now I know that.
Yeah. See, I, you know what? Maybe I'll let you guys follow my regular Twitter so you don't think I'm a complete
like
degenerate or
Nassau
something.
And this is all part of Hub's brand. It's all part of his planning
It's
for
all
growing
part of
his
brand
YouTube
building,
channel.
yeah.
It's the brand building. It's how he
Right.
builds his brand.
This is risque. I'm gonna.
You know,
hit like button,
I made the
man.
decision when everybody start, they'd be like, "Oh, the Hub," and then they'd give me this look.
Oh, the Hub.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I gotta go with it.
The hub? Hold on.
The Hub?
And I'm like, I gotta go with it.
Wasn't that guy that met us at the tailgate? And he was like, "Hey, what's your channel name?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm the Hub." He's like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a website."
Yeah,
When was that? Wait, when was
that was this
He
Sunday
was at
at the
tailgate
Giants
this
game.
Sunday.
Wait. Oh my God, KB, I forgot you were here.
Yeah.
You
That was
didn't
this
go?
week.
Why
I didn't go because it's freezing cold. And I
But it
not
was
gonna go
$6
stand in
tickets
the
though.
cold.
It was
didn't.
$6 tickets though.
How did you feel about it, KB? Like, how did you
What?
feel in the cold weather? Because you're
I
from
mean,
Florida.
I mean, I'm from up north, so I'm used to it. But it's been a while since I've felt the cold, so it was kind of.
I was like, I'm not going to that game. It's gonna be freezing cold.
because,
They're gonna lose.
you know,
I can't. I'm so sensitive to the
the
cold.
tailgate started early. I know people were there like 9. I know Pest was there like 9 o'clock. I told Kush, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna be there. There's no way I'm showing up there. At a certain
Freezing
early.
cold.
I showed up at like maybe 11:45 to 12, and we went inside at like 1. So I was there for like an hour 15. I don't know how long. Kush came like probably 15, 30 minutes.
I arrived at like 11:10.
Yeah. So
It was total opposite for FanFest. It was like 90 degrees.
Bro, FanFest was actually good too.
It was
I'm like, if
hot.
they
It
do
was.
that again-
I was sweaty.
if
I
they
was
do
sweaty,
FanFest again, I'll
FanFest.
try to make my way over there because I know that's where everybody's probably gonna go to. Nobody. I mean, a lot of the people that I met in my first tailgate didn't go to this tailgate. I want everybody to be there at once, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see.
And next time, like they were gonna meet at the Candlewick Diner, but I was like, it's too cold. I'm not gonna be
I
out in
know,
Jersey any longer, bro.
Justin said that.
I was like, bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you, my guy. I'm heading home.
Where were they going?
So they were going to a diner afterwards. I'm just like, I'm not trying to be out here any longer. I'm trying to go home.
Isn't that a Talking Giant sponsor?
I don't know if it's a sponsor,
anywhere
but
in
Giants
Jersey.
players
They're
actually go to
sponsored by-
Candlewick. That's why it's
yeah,
popular.
they're
Candlewick, that's what it's
sponsored.
called. I've been
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
a diner in New Jersey before. Because Candlewick?
I think it's
Oh,
Wick
yeah.
with a Y, like
Candlewick
WYCK.
Diner. I don't know if it's the diner. No,
But it's like
probably
Giants
not.
players
I
actually
left
go there
early
quite a
anyway,
bit.
So I left early anyway. I couldn't
Plus, it
make
was
it.
Attack on Titan Day. I was like, season premiere. I'm going home.
You know what? I've been meaning to watch or read that.
Either or. All I'm gonna say is once you get to season 2 and beyond, it's like legitimately one of the best pieces of storytelling in history.
So
God,
should I
the-
read
all
it
the
or
sto-
watch it?
Storytelling, bro, it's ridiculous. It's up to you. The first season is like very much like a traditional, almost generic, boy versus monsters type anime. But like I said, once the story
I
building
haven't
gets
seen
there in
any
second
anime,
season too,
really, except for
it's ridiculous.
Cowboy Bebop, half of an episode.
Mm.
So I'm not. Maybe I should finish Cowboy Bebop first. Oh, but speaking of Fan Fest, really quick too. I told my mom, I was like, "Oh, I'm going on Hub's stream tonight." She was like, "Oh, I've met Hubs." I was like, "It's Hub."
Whoa, what do you mean she met Hubs? Who's Hubs?
She called
Yeah,
him
we met each
Hubs.
other. Lauren,
Yeah.
yo, did you know Lauren? You don't know Lauren has a sister, bro?
Lauren has a sister.
I can't remember if she was older or younger.
She's younger by 2
yeah.
years.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she has a sister. She
And
has
we
a
have
sister, I have a sister.
we have plans to make a skit soon. All right, we just got to get it done when it's
once
warm.
it gets warm.
Yeah.
100% when it's warm, like.
Dude, I want to be a part of this.
Yes,
You
we
wanna
can
fly
do it
up?
through Zoom. KB can film his scenes.
Oh
by
yeah, you could
himself.
film it and send
yeah,
it.
I'll send it to you.
We got
Quality won't be as good as you guys probably. You
Nah,
guys got
Lauren is the one with the
high-tech, freaking
actual
nasty
camera
cameras,
here.
Okay?
I said Lauren's the one with the actual camera. But other than that, we're matching chairs, so that's for something.
Wait,
Which-
I was gonna say, Hub. What's your chair? It looks
It's
really comfy.
It's
Did
literally
you
the
get,
same
like,
one.
a cover?
No, that's just my jacket that I came in with.
I thought that was a chair.
That's just my jacket.
See how the jacket kind of matches the sweater,
Yeah, that's
low-key?
what I was like. Wow,
Hey,
Hub
my
looks so
wrist kinda
fancy with
matches
the
that.
quarter zip and like the woven jacket. Wow.
The woven, it's really thick and nice. I
Businessman.
could wear this by itself, man.
Businessman.
Lauren really taught me what a quarter zip. I still don't know what a quarter zip really
That's
is.
what.
but
No,
I'm-
Hub's wearing a quarter zip. I didn't even realize that
Yo,
till now.
this is my favorite jacket, bro. Like
hell's
I
a
could wear
quarter
this
zip?
by itself.
Quarter
Ridiculous.
zip. A sweater that has a zipper that goes quarter of the way down.
it only
Not
goes-
this,
oh, it
not
only
this.
goes
This is the
quarter
jacket. She's
way.
talking about what I'm wearing.
I got.
Wait,
you.
are
It
you
goes
wearing a
quarter
quarter
way
zip,
down.
KB?
No, it goes all the way down, unfortunately. But I do have one. I'll wear one next time you're on stream.
Yeah, a quarter zip.
just for tradition, I guess.
Yeah. So we got
Wanna have
sidetracked.
that John Mara drip.
No,
Gotta
Oh,
wear
yeah,
that quarter zip, that John Mara
Yeah.
drip.
I have more drip than John
Oh.
Mara, bro.
Everybody needs to get a
Fits.
John Mara haircut too. Everybody.
Listen.
Including me.
You want to know how much drip I have? This song line will tell you how much drip I have. All right.
Oh no.
Yeah, please spit some bars in your new
Clearing
mic.
his throat.
Yeah. Let me do a couple throat exercises. Me.
Yeah,
Me.
yeah, I'll do the beat. Yeah.
Give me another
Sheesh.
give me another sheesh. Okay, bet.
Sheesh.
So these two song lines describe my drip. All right.
Oh god. Oh god. I
If
don't
the
think I'm-
devil wears Prada
Oh, God.
and Adam Eve wears nada, then I'm in
Kanye?
between, but way more fresher. All right, go ahead.
And way
go
less.
ahead.
That's Kanye. That's Kanye.
With way
What
less
song is that?
effort. Hey, Laura knows what's up. Yeah,
How
with
could
way
you
less
be
effort.
So heartless? Wait, that's that song. Is it
No, that
Heartless?
was from
No.
Can't Tell Me Nothing.
From
graduation.
No, wait till I
Get
get,
my
my
money right. But now we're gonna get copyright strike. Stop this right now.
Yep.
You know, they
Demonetized.
my
Thanks,
voice
Lauren.
is always confused with Kanye's.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
That's why
like
you're
they
getting
hear that and like I get copyright strike
Yeah.
because they're like, oh my god, she's
You're
using
in
the
same
song.
tone. You're saying
Yeah, it's like the same
beat.
frequencies.
Yeah. Yep.
Bart, I apologize, bro. He's like came in for Save the Giants. All here. Let's get back to the Giants somehow.
Bart loves sidetrack stuff. Bart is like like a day one subscriber, like a all day every day subscriber.
A ride or die.
He is a ride or die, and he plays Fortnite with me, and he carries.
And he
So-
carries.
Don't worry, I'll carry. No, actually, you'll probably carry on Halo. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Me?
Low key, if you're any
Why?
good at any FPS, I'm hit or miss. There's some
You're
nights where.
Halo boy though. You're
Bro,
Halo
no,
boy.
but I've always been hit or miss. There's some nights where I'm going like 17 kills, 8 assists, and like 6 or 7 deaths, and then there's other nights where I'm going like 4 kills, 20 deaths, and like 2 assists. It's hit or miss, honestly.
I'm not very good
Skill-based
though.
matchmaking.
What's
But alright.
matchmaking?
Skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that because I can't play on Fortnite at a high level.
Before we get more into gaming, let's spend these last 10 minutes talking Giants. We could do it, guys. Talking Giants, right? Edward, he says apparently if the Giants want to compete for Harbaugh, they have to give him a Godfather type deal. I'm not sure what that means. I'm going to assume a lot of money. But how do you guys feel about Harbaugh in general? Let me start with Lauren and then go to QB.
Yeah, I love him.
Really?
Just love. I'm in love. No, I'm just kidding. So, okay, seriously though, John Harbaugh.
Jim.
He's a guy. Jim, sorry, call him John.
John is the one in Baltimore, I think.
Baltimore. Jim, John, all these J's. Daniel Jones, Joe Judge, all these J's. All right, John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh. Wait, no, I'm just. Mr.
You got
Harbaugh.
it. You got it. You got it.
Mr. Harbaugh, who is at
Mr. Mara.
Michigan. He is a man who knows how to deal with a team that's rebuilding. And not just rebuild it, complete the rebuild. Not just be like, oh, we're in the rebuild mode. He knows how to take a team far. Look what he did at Michigan. I know that's college, but look what he did at the 49ers. You know, it's not my money we're talking about. It's the mayor's money. So I'm like, why not give him a lot of money? They have a lot of money. The franchise is worth over $1 billion.
For over $4 billion.
You can give a little percentage of that to Mr. Harbaugh.
I love the way you say Harbaugh.
I know. I just heard.
I don't.
Like,
Yo, I'm gonna be real. I don't. Is it Harbaugh or is it Harbaugh or something?
It's
Harbaugh, right?
Harbaugh.
Yeah, Harbaugh.
I didn't know if it was like my accent, like Harbaugh.
Maybe it's pronounced like enough. You know, with a GH is like an F, so Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. I don't know.
Harbaugh.
But as far as Jim Harbaugh goes, I don't care if we get him or not because, to me, maybe he can come back and see that he's been out of the NFL for a while. Okay, and although he's had a really good record with the 49ers, there are a lot of talk that he doesn't even get along with the front office a lot. He does a lot of things himself. I know the players have I haven't heard anything saying that the players don't like him, but it seems like he's had a decent relationship with players. But he's to me one of those coaches, and I know a lot of people are going to say I'm picky because of this, but he seems to me like one of those coaches that get you places but can never win you the chip. Like he seems like one of those coaches that is going to get you to the
he's only been with the he was only with the
capitalize.
49ers for what, KB? 3 or 4 years. So did he even really have that much time?
Was it for 4 years or was it like 5?
It was not that long, bro.
Really?
I can look it up.
If it was, I'm honestly would be surprised if it was 5. I feel like it wasn't that long.
Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh. Let me go to Michigan. Harbaugh.
We're gonna spend the rest of this time trying to figure out how to
Jim
pronounce Harbaugh.
All right, wait. He's at Stanford, San Francisco, 2011 to 2014.
Yeah,
Okay,
3
so
years. Yeah, so I'm like, did they give him much time, bro?
11.
Did they give him much time though? Like for real?
They gave him that Joe Judge
You're
time.
right. You're right about that. But what were the records of the 49ers before that?
Oh, they were like
Not
6
bad,
and
right?
10, and then he came and they
Yeah,
were
they
like
were
13 and
bad.
3.
Yeah, they were bad. Okay. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like.
I mean,
don't
let's
know
be
how you
real, bro. If the
feel.
blackout never happened, he would have been the coach that you want him to be, which is the coach that got him over the hump, right?
Yeah. You're right about that. Hey man, let's see what happens. And he finally, got his flowers with University of Michigan because Michigan fans hate John Harbaugh. Now I guess they love him because of the season they had. But I mean, to be honest, he wasn't all he cracked up to be in Michigan.
I have a
It
theory
took a
after.
while, but then also like it took a while. Then he finally got to getting some good players to go there in terms of recruiting.
it was just
And
this
once he
year.
started recruiting good players, like he could finally put, I guess, his coaching to work.
He always had Michigan as a decent team, but they were just never able to beat teams out of the Big Ten, and now they're actually starting to do that. So, and that was only one season. So. Take it or leave it, but he does have a good track. He's not a bad coach at all. Is he high on my list? Sure. Is he probably my number one priority? Probably not. I mean, he's just been out of the NFL too long. It's a different game, man. And I do like his track record with the 49ers. Just I don't know if he's ready to take on a team like the Giants because you have to be good to take on this team, man, because it's in shambles. It really is in shambles.
I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason that they only gave out medium sodas on Fan Appreciation Day was so they could pay Harbaugh. That's what I'm thinking.
So hold on, that medium soda thing, that was only one day.
It was only for Fan
Yeah.
Appreciation Day, yeah.
And only season ticket holders.
Because when I went over there to the game, I'm like, hold on, I thought they got free medium Pepsi. So I went over there, I'm like, $5? What are you talking about? What are you talking
Bro,
about?
I'll say this though, bro. Listen, it's overpriced, but for some reason, Stadium Pepsi hits like McDonald's Sprites hits.
Dude,
No,
Stadium
it's McDonald's
Pepsi-
Coke
that
all
hot
day.
chocolate was Dunkin' Donuts hot chocolate, but it tasted the best I've ever tasted.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. It was still
chocolate.
trash just because like I've had Max Brenner's hot chocolate and that thing is goated. And I
Oh,
like as soon as I drank the soon as I drank the Dunkin' Donuts hot chocolate, I'm like, damn, they couldn't even put milk in this. They put water in this, bro. Come on now,
Oh, I
man.
always do
Dunkin' Donuts hot
water.
chocolate, yeah. What?
What?
And hot
Start
chocolate?
putting milk in your hot chocolate. What are you doing putting water
Bro,
in your hot
that's
chocolate?
blasphemy. It's hot chocolate.
Because I put
It's
a lot
it's
of
not hot water
marshmallows
plus
in.
You want
chocolate.
hot water chocolate?
Like
It's not called hot milk.
What's not
What is
called
chocolate
hot
made
water
with?
Either.
Powder
and milk?
and cacao beans.
Listen, don't talk to me about cacao beans out
No.
here.
Cacao
You really got-
beans.
you
Tom
really got
Brady.
hot chocolate Kool-Aid, bro. That's pretty much what it is. It's water and powder.
But the marshmallows melt nice.
They melt better in milk.
Wait, you melt your marshmallows? You gotta eat them before they melt.
No. I don't melt them all the way, but I
Yeah,
cannot
but
help
they
the
but
heat
but in milk though.
taking them down.
In milk, though.
Man. All right, next
Milk.
time you make hot chocolate.
Wait, Lauren, you graduated, right?
Yeah, I graduated.
So I was like, if you were still going, I know you're not that far from Hunter. Bryant Park, I would have taken you to Max Brenner, bro. Have you ever been to Max Brenner hot chocolate, Bryant Park?
I think I've been to Max Brenner, but not the Bryant Park one.
And
Max
they
Brenner's the
make it with
chocolate
milk.
place, right? Like the
Yeah.
chocolate place.
Yeah.
That was like such a huge thing. Like when I was like in middle school and high school, like Max Brenner, like your birthday was at Max Brenner.
I didn't know they had physical locations. I just know they had a tent.
No, I think downtown they have like a legit. It's like you can get like chocolate. It's like all this chocolate stuff.
Now I gotta
Chocolate
go there,
food.
wherever that
Yeah.
is. Let me
It was
look
like
that up.
remember when black tap milkshakes were like super popular.
Yeah. There
was
is
like
a
that.
one. Yeah, there's a whole
Yeah.
store.
Yeah. It's
Nah,
like a
but I
restaurant.
know that the purely because they had specifically like a hot chocolate tent at Bryant Park in the winter, like
But
when
is
they
it
freeze
closed
over the
now
place
'cause
for people to
they-
ice skate.
because of the Christmas thing is gone. The
Yeah.
Christmas Village.
Basically.
Max Brenner.
Oh
Now I'm
man.
looking it up. I haven't been there in so long.
Oh, you see, they make it with milk, not water. Next
Oh,
thing
yeah, the
she's gonna say
chocolate
McDonald's. She's gonna say McDonald's Sprite doesn't hit, bro.
Well, dude,
Because I get McDonald's
especially-
Coke.
Dude, especially yo, McDonald's Coke is nasty, but yeah, McDonald's.
Yeah,
Coke
we
is
got
good.
we gotta kick her off, bro. I'm sorry.
Are you kidding?
First-
you don't
first
like
water and
McDonald's
hot-
Coca-Cola?
First water and hot chocolate, now McDonald's
Dude,
Coke over
yo,
McDonald's
water
Sprite.
and hot chocolate, man. When you start getting to the bottom, it's like you're drinking water with I don't know. I
No, you
can't.
get the big chocolatey chunks then.
Excuse me? What?
Lauren,
What am I
Lauren,
hearing?
Hold on, Lauren.
What?
Go when next time you go shopping, go get some your favorite chocolate powder, right?
I
Yeah.
have it downstairs.
And make it with
Go
milk.
ahead and put milk in it.
I have
okay?
milk downstairs.
Substitute the
Put-
same measurement of water for milk.
Put the
All
milk in
milk?
the microwave for a minute.
Are you kidding me? All milk?
All milk. Forget the water. All
But
milk.
I'm not a big milk lover. I don't like if
You're
I
gonna
drink
love
raw
it.
milk.
You're
I
gonna
gag.
love it.
well, guess
It's
what?
like-
You're gonna love it with the chocolate
Wait,
powder.
But like your chocolate, like you drink chocolate milk, don't you?
No, that's what I'm saying.
You don't drink chocolate.
No, I can't drink it. The texture of milk makes me want to gag.
So it's like the
I've never understood that.
it's the dairy.
Isn't
It's
it
the
just
dairy.
smooth?
It's like,
No, she's at the
No, it's
texture
just
though.
the texture of
The
milk.
texture,
Like
it's thick.
drinking
But
a
it's
milk,
smooth.
putting it in my mouth. It's like
Yeah, it's-
I don't
it
know
is
why.
thick.
Ever since I was like 2, like
yeah,
ever
milk-
since I
milk-
could drink
milk is
liquids.
thicker. I know a lot of people. Like, a couple of
Have
my
you tried
family does that.
Lactaid?
Lactaid's good.
I'm lactose
Lactaid's-
intolerant. I drink
Yeah,
like,
no,
oat
I
milk,
don't
but
use
can't
milk
drink it
anymore. I
raw.
use
Well,
Lactaid now.
Try lactate. It's like more of like a water. I know you like water, so it's more like
I cannot
watery
drink
milk.
milk raw. Like I will throw up. Like I can't. My gag reflex
Now-
will
now
not let
we
me
found
out
the issue.
drink
We found
milk
the issue,
raw.
Kush. We found the issue.
No, there's nothing. I'm sorry. There's nothing excusing water and cocoa. I'm sorry.
But I just boil the water.
No,
then
no.
put it in
You're
the
gonna boil.
powder.
You're gonna
Making
boil the
soup?
Lactaid
What
next.
are you making soup, Lauren?
You're gonna boil
boiling
the
water
Lactaid
in a
next.
pot and you put,
I'm No, I'm not boiling it in a pot, KB. Have you heard of a teapot?
Why not just put a glass? Listen, I'm not about to defend this water blasphemy. But why not just put a
boil it in
glass
a
of water in the
pot?
microwave, bro?
In a pot? Like, are you making soup? No, I'm putting chocolate in it. Oh no! Oh god! This went off the rails.
You know
This-
who puts water in their a hot chocolate probably?
Who's
You?
that? You?
Dave Gettleman.
Dave Gettleman? Yeah, probably.
He seems
Nah,
like
he's old school. He definitely just
Definitely
he puts milk. Nah, he definitely puts chocolate milk in his hot chocolate, bro. So you could get more chocolate milk per hot chocolate. He takes the chocolate milk, he puts it in the microwave,
He buys,
heats it
like,
up, and then
Nestle
he
chocolate milk and
mixes
just
in the
throws
milk
it in there.
powder. All right, guys, this has gone completely off topic,
Oh,
but
God.
we're gonna go ahead and end it there because it's 11:18.
Top-notch Young Guns quality right here. Clip this and make this our marketing for on Twitter. There you go.
I keep asking people to
So-
clip it, they don't clip it.
yeah,
So,
clip it. Clip
put
it,
out a
guys.
poll. Do you gag when you drink milk as well?
Nah, how about put out a poll? Who in their right mind drinks hot chocolate with water?
Yeah,
That's the real poll.
It's gonna go 100 to 0.
No. Anyone else put water in their hot chocolate? Please comment on
Nobody.
Twitter or something. Comment on
Oh
Twitter.
my god, I found the
Boomer.
worst combination. Andrew says powder, water, and milk. Huh?
Oh no.
See, that's what I would do when you said
no, but
milk.
What,
That's what
What's
my
the
mind went
ratio? But
to.
like, what's the ratio
yeah,
of
what's the
water to
ratio?
milk?
You can't go 50-50. It's weird.
Like I put the water in with the chocolate, mix it, and then put some milk in.
You're not
No?
making coffee though. It's different than coffee. This is not.
I'm just used to coffee, I guess.
All right, listen, we're gonna end it here. I'm not
No,
sure
I
if
don't
my
wanna
heart can
end
take
it.
more of this.
I don't wanna. We're teaching her, okay?
I don't think my heart can take more of this, man.
I don't think.
I'm just so quirky. I put water in my hot sauce.
I play Fortnite.
I'm such a quirky girl. So quirky.
I have $1,000 camera. I play Fortnite.
Just landed
I
in
put
Tomato
water in
Town.
hot
Thanks to
chocolate.
Just
my
laid in a
water hot
tomato
chocolate.
town. Oh, that's on Tilted Towers, bro.
Tilted Towers. Take a sip of my water hot chocolate.
With the
Give me
pinkies
back.
up. Pinkies up now.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies up.
Pinkies
yeah.
up. Just touched down Tomato Town.
Don't even. Yeah, we're ending it for sure now. Listen, guys.
Gotta end it now.
I know y'all could hear me. Thank you all for tuning in. It's been amazing.
So loud because I have these over-ear headphones on. So
No,
if
you
everyone's in
sound-
the house,
no, you
you'll
sound
probably
pretty
just see me
fine.
Going, I can't drink milk. Tomato Town.
I wonder how her family lives with her, bro, for real. But have a good
After
one.
the Chargers game, they were like, my mom was like, "Whoa, that you were so loud." I was like, sorry. He was like really excited.
Justin Herbert does that to the best of us.